weather on NBC 10 Boston, Boston's most accurate forecast.
All right, we continue to closely track the nor'easter that's coming our way. We're going to hear from Pete Bouchard in just a moment. Tevin, we want to start with you because both of you have been watching as it sort of changes a little bit here and there, which small movements can mean big changes for certain towns.
Yeah, JC, that's a very good point. Small movements make all the difference, and I would be a little bit more assured if, the storm just shriveled away, but it hasn't. It's just shifted towards the south. So even though there are some communities to the north that the forecast has gone down, for others, it's gone up. So the storm is still there, don't get me wrong. We do have a new winter storm warning that's been issued for portions of southern New England to the north. Winter weather advisories stretching through Worcester County and across the Merrimack River Valley as well, where 3 to 6 inches of snow is more likely in slippery roads. And then, of course, the totals are up underneath that winter storm warning with gusty winds to 50 to 60 miles an hour. As we do have the calm before the storm, preparation should pretty much be done now that we're at sunset and nightfall as temperatures sit at 39 degrees. Tonight will drop down to about 35 or 36. And that may be the saving grace for the roadways at the very least to start tomorrow morning as some of the snow starts to push in. So here's 5 o'clock in the morning, light snow through Connecticut and Rhode Island, where some of the heaviest accumulations, by the way, are anticipated. At 8 o'clock in the morning now across portions of I-495 and Metro West, the snow will start to push towards the east, getting Boston into the mix at 11 o'clock tomorrow and midday, which is why we have said you should not be on the roadway at this point in time. And look, it's a bit more stretched out too, where snowfall rates are near an inch or so per hour from Boston all the way down to Martha's Vineyard, which will certainly start to add up when it comes to the snow totals. Again, 8 to 12 inches more likely from Brockton to Bridgewater and Plymouth as well, and across the south coast. And paralleling the Long Island Sound across Cape Cod and Hyannis, we're looking at 5 to 8 inches of snowfall. And to the north, Boston's also still in that 5 to 8 zone. If we see the trend continue towards the south, this is going to be the area where you're basically going to go from up to an inch of snowfall to next to nothing. Of course, we're going to monitor those latest trends. It's not just me here tonight. It's also First Alert meteorologist Pete Bouchard. Hey, Pete.
Hey, Tevin. Yeah, it's wild, isn't it, to watch that shift? But, yeah, it's always up until the point where the snow falls that we can make that adjustment, too. And that has been the case this time. Although with previous nor'easters, once they seem to be coming at us, they just lock in. This one hasn't been doing that. Wind gusts of 20 to 25 first thing in the morning. But this ramps up during the course of the morning and into the afternoon. Some gusts on the Cape will be over 30 to near 40 miles an hour, 45 plus, and even 50 on Nantucket. That storm, once it pulls away, will drag a lot of that cold air back, but the winds will continue on the Cape at least into the evening. And we'll see also the possibility of coastal flooding. Coastal flood watches up along the coastline, too. 1 to 2 feet of inundation near the shoreline. And that does mean the chance for moderate coastal flooding in Boston and maybe through Cape Ann. It'll be more moderate to minor, and the same down through parts of the Cape and the islands as well. Tevin, back to you.
Hi, Pete. Yeah, we've covered the wind. We've covered the water. We also have the reduced visibility tomorrow on the roadways as some of the heaviest of the snow is coming down. Here's the Boston Metro. Notice how things start to ramp up at 9 o'clock and 10 o'clock tomorrow morning, peaking 11 o'clock to midday with hourly inch per hour snowfall rates and then tailing off from there. That's in Boston. It's a little bit lower across Worcester County and Charlton, where the snowfall rates never exceed an inch per hour, but that duration starts earlier and it will likely end later than the Boston Metro is likely to see as well. And then into Plymouth, I think we really have to watch the coast and the Cape a little bit closer here, where the snowfall rates will approach 1.5 inches to perhaps 2 inches per hour at times. This is not going to be an exact estimate, but this gives you a general flavor that this storm still has a lot of quick hitting power with it. But quick hitting is sort of the mantra of the storm. We don't see this storm prolonged beyond Wednesday or Thursday. It's Tuesday. It should be wrapping up at about 6 o'clock to 7 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. So this time tomorrow, we'll start to see the final act of the storm, if you will. Sunshine approaches on Wednesday and Thursday. Look at this, a quick turnaround to some sunshine, too, as temperatures hover right above 32 degrees for the rest of the work week and headed into the weekend. We're headed into a quick break here on NBC 10 Boston. JC Monahan is back in a moment.